Hello virtual people, here's a very unknown, niche, underrated meshuggah song you probably never heard before. I get hints very slowly. What's up, glorious people of the YouTubes? We're on week 2 of MAYshuggah, and we're gonna dive into the numbers behind this legendary meshuggah track, all the way from, holy shit, May 12, 1995. That's 19 years and 2 days ago.
But Yogev, you said the song was 19 years old? My guys, he got it off by a factor of 10 years. The song is 29 years old. The song is older than me.
Wait, who's this guy? I don't like this guy.
Are you sure this is the guy you trust to count your time signatures?
Bona is still here. I'm just gonna ignore him, I think. Let's see if he goes away. Just like the rest of my problems.
Yada, here's what I found about the rhythms of Future Breed Machine. By the way, I have to warn you, believe it or not, some of these riffs are just fierce headbang-inducing riffs with no fancy math behind them. Don't say I didn't warn you. Great segue. Riff number 1. Case in point. Your neck hurts, right? I told you. Riff number 2. This might be the filthiest riff to have ever riffed. It's a 4-bar phrase that repeats twice, and it looks like this. 4 bars, each bar has 4 main beats, each beat has 4 subbeats, or 16th notes. So 4 times 4 times 4 equals 64. The groups are these. 5, 5, 5, 2, this happens 3 times, which totals at 51, plus 5, 5, 3. Oh, and by the way, I am not gonna be counting these with numbers. It's way too fast for me to do that. I'm gonna do some weird noises. And if that's just too fast for you, and let me assure you, it is too fast because it's way too fast for me as well, here it is slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what makes it even messier is that upbeat groove on the snare. It's a lot. Anyway, next up is the verse, and this one is a bit simpler. It's a 5-4 pattern that looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This pattern repeats 3 times, so we have 15-4, with another added 1 beat to make it 16-4, or a 4-bar phrase in 4-4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and then twice more with added accent. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 1. Yo, super groovy. And man, these guitars sound so good. The guy behind the sound of all the guitars in this episode is this guy, Joao Medeiros.
Hi guys, my name is Joao Medeiros. I'm glad that Yogev likes the tones. We know MAYshuggah is a very percussive band. You're watching the channel of a drummer, and you should wonder, how can I, with my tone, make sure that I accent these rhythms the best I can? I would recommend that you find something with a lot of high end on your gain stack, but not a lot of low end going into that distortion. I'm gonna play you something through a JCM emulation. Do you notice how this particular gain structure turns the guitar into almost more of a percussion element than anything else? What happens is that when you play, the guitar really accents all of the percussiveness that is in the music. So I say, look for something that distorts your highs, but doesn't really affect your lows too much, so that you get that percussive thing. That is my MAYshuggah tone tip for the day on a drummer's channel. Back to Yogev.
Damn, his guitar tones are so crisp. I spent way too much time washing his covers instead of working. But it's great to have him here. I'm super happy that he's collaborating with me on this video. More of him later.
Right after, we have another filthy riff, still leaning on those fives, which in this tempo, Jesus, that's insane. It's 8 bars long, though the cycle is smaller. 6, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 1, which is the rest. And this totals at 32. This happens 3 times, which covers 6 bars, and we end with the last 2 bars being 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, plus 2. Those added 2 beats are just me counting that break at the end. Up next is this mega cool riff divided into 3-2-3-4 and then 3-2-3-5. This awesome riff sums at 25 eighth notes, and a cool thing to notice is that this riff was written when meshuggah were still in a more experimental phase in their career, I guess, where they yet to have reached the super solid rhythmic statement that they have today, which means that this 25 beat riff just stays in 25. None of that 4/4 nonsense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Nice. It's very cool to see how this band progressed over the years. I love it. By the way, the next riff is one of those that I warned you about at the beginning. I'm very conservative with my headbangs, as you can see. Up next, we have that clean guitar section, and let me tell you, this is one of my favorite meshuggah moments ever. I love this part. It's in 13, again, still not bending it into a frame of 4, and it's divided into 4 plus 4 plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. One of the cool things about this riff, or actually the following one, is that they take this pattern in 13 and restructure it to fit into 4/4 by making it a bit longer. It's a different approach from their later material where the riff just stays what it is and it might get cut eventually. I'll skip this one for now, but it's very cool. Go listen to it. Next up is another massive riff I've warned you about at the beginning, this time in 7/4. Tomas does play a quote-unquote 4/4 backbeat here, and I'm doing these air quotes intentionally because we aren't actually in 4, but yeah, the backbeat is there. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That riff continues with another dentist-inspired guitar solo, and we're off to the next section. By the way, this is a great point for me to mention. If you like the stuff that I do, feel free to share, comment, like, subscribe to the channel, or if you really like the stuff that I do, you can join my Patreon page at patreon.com/Yogev. It really helps me. You have no idea how much to be able to have the time to do all these things. So yeah, obviously all of those are optional, but subscribing to Joao's channels is mandatory. For the next riff, we're still in 7/4, but the rhythms are super interesting. The first 4 bars look like this, with these tasty corno triplets. Notice how this 4th chug lands right on beat 3. But in the next 4 bars, they shift this rhythm just a bit by taking these 8 hits and re-expressing them this time as dotted eighth notes as opposed to triplets, which means that this is ever so slightly slower. It's a super subtle change, and notice how these hits that used to be on beat 3 got pushed 1/16th note after beat 3 as opposed to before. This also allows for the feeling of continuation from here to here, because we have a consistent note value, the dotted eighth note, as opposed to before, where those triplets were cut by a quarter note. And that continuation, that takes the intensity of the section a small step up, and I love that. That's why when you listen to them back to back, it sounds like it slows down a little bit, which in a way it does. See if you can hear the difference.
Now these riffs are really cool, and to be honest, I didn't even notice this till I analyzed the song.
Before we wrap the song up, we have this super weird break thing they do right before going back to the main riff. This is, again, super fast, and it looks like this. 8, and then 5, 7, 5, 3 times, plus 5, plus another quarter note just for kicks. And that quarter note is, is 4 16th notes. Jesus, look at this. Sorry for the math class flashbacks. I hope that's clearer somehow. Wow, what a trip this song, huh? Joao, I was wondering, what was the hardest part for you to learn in this song, and why?
So the hardest part to learn in this song, Yogev, on guitar, at least for me, was the first fast riff, the thrash one in 17. And that means that is one more than 16. So if you're counting a 4/4 bar, which is a 16, you have to displace it by 1 every time you repeat. Anyone who's played meshuggah is familiar with this. At this tempo, you can get a feel for where the groove actually lies. Well, the thing that makes this the hardest part in the song is that it's at double tempo. This means that this groovy feeling that you got in the last time that I just played the riff, it doesn't happen anymore. What happens is an extremely fast and thrashy version of it. So it's not at all the same thing. The fun thing is that when it appears, they play it without any drum reference. So in your mind, you have to be feeling that which is very difficult. It's the most fun part to play and also the most difficult part to play. Back to you, Yogev, and of course, thanks for having me.
Man, thank you very much for joining. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Well, we're kinda done, because from here onwards, they basically go back and replay the best riffs from this song again, as if we needed a reminder. So, yeah, that's it, folks. Remember to go follow Joao, that's very important. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the future.